In the story, the city mouse lives in a big city filled with tall buildings, countless shops, and restaurants. Today, the city mouse is visiting his friend, the country mouse, who lives in a small, cozy nest at the base of a tree. The country mouse's home is simple but warm and comfortable. She prepares a modest dinner using food from her garden: corn, carrots, chestnuts, and cool water from a stream. Meanwhile, the city mouse keeps talking non-stop about the wonders of the city: theaters, museums, his house with 20 rooms, and delicious Chinese food. Captivated by his exciting stories, the country mouse begins to dream about the city's dazzling lifestyle. The country mouse starts dreaming about living in the city after hearing about all the exciting things from the city mouse. In her dream, she imagines herself eating at fancy restaurants, attending parties, speaking elegantly, and shopping for fashionable hats in expensive stores. She also dreams of tasting the Chinese food the city mouse mentioned. How wonderful, she thinks. I want to live in the city and try all those things. The dream of a luxurious life excites her, and she longs for the experience. The next morning, she decides to visit the city. She packs her bag and follows the city mouse back to his grand home, beginning her journey to explore the city she had always dreamed of. When she arrives in the city, the country mouse is overwhelmed by the size of the city mouse's house. It has 20 rooms filled with beautiful and luxurious furniture. The country mouse is amazed and asks, "Which room is mine?" The city mouse leads her down to the basement, where many other mouse families are living in the dark. The country mouse's feelings begin to change. Even though the house is huge, the living conditions are not as comfortable as she had imagined. Then, the city mouse brings her upstairs for dinner. The dining table is filled with delicious foods: cheese, bread, cookies, cakes, lemonade, and Chinese food. But just as they are about to eat, a cat appears and causes a huge commotion, forcing both mice to flee. When the cat appears, both the city mouse and the country mouse panic and run from the table. They scramble across the floor and hide in a small hole in the wall. They don't even dare to breathe loudly, waiting for the cat to leave. Finally, when the cat is gone, they quietly return to the dining room, but all the food has vanished. The humans in the house have eaten everything. The country mouse feels disappointed and uneasy. She quickly returns to the basement to gather her things and get ready to leave. When the city mouse asks where she's going, she replies, "Home." She realizes that city life is not what she imagined. The luxury that the city mouse had described isn't always so wonderful. She decides to go back to her peaceful and safer countryside home. The country mouse decides to leave and return to her life in the countryside. She realizes that city life isn't like what the city mouse had described. Although the city is full of luxury and sparkle, it also comes with dangers and uncertainty. She doesn't like the noise, the stress, or the constant fear of the cat. Even the delicious meals can't make up for the lack of safety and comfort. When the city mouse asks why she's leaving, she simply replies, "Going home." She wants to return to her small, cozy nest at the foot of the tree, where life is simple but safe and filled with warmth. The country mouse understands that sometimes simple living is true happiness, and she no longer desires anything fancier. After spending a night full of worry and fear, the country mouse decides to leave the city and return home. She understands that the city life is not what the city mouse had made it seem. Though it has luxury and convenience, the city also hides dangers like cats, fear, and the kind of tension she cannot endure. Even though the tasty meals and fancy things are tempting, the country mouse realizes that safety and a simple life in the countryside bring real happiness. She chooses to return to her little nest under the tree, where she feels at peace and content. The country mouse learns that city life isn't always as wonderful as it appears. She realizes that sometimes a quiet and peaceful life in the countryside is what truly matters.